Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week we have a lot of pairs to cover, as plenty of them have reached our key value area, of which we are just waiting for a push down and a correction. Okay, so today we're going to go through some pairs here: Aussie dollar, dollar ZAR, pound yen, euro pound, Aussie kiwi, pound CAD CHF, Aussie CHF, and Bitcoin. Okay, there's quite a lot to cover, but I've already analyzed them, so we'll just go through them because we have been talking about the same pairs for quite a while right now. Okay, so currently we're on a daily chart on Aussie dollar. As you can see, we are at our third touch, and the market is reacting to that level. Okay, so when you go down to a 4-hour, the market has been consolidating in that level. Okay, so as you can see, the market has been consolidating. We expected a push down and a correction for an entry to go further to the downside, but as you can see, the price hasn't played out yet, as it's still consolidating in this area. So if we manage to get pushed down followed by a correction, then we will take this trade the downside on this correction. Okay, so this trade looks good actually, because dollar pairs are looking so nice, and dollar is about to shoot up according to the XY, so I'll be expecting many pairs to move. Also, same applies to the yen pairs, as we'll see one. As you can see, I have only one pair, because yen, which is pound yen, my favorite out of all the yens that we have been covering, and they all move the same. So all you have to wait for is just on one pair to give you that good correction and you get an entry. Okay, so here we'll be looking for a correction, a push down. We'll be looking for a push down followed by a correction for us to enter the market. Okay, so when we get this setup, we'll enter in this area with our tight stop loss of around 30 to 40 pips and target our 90% rule, which is down here. Okay, which is 475 pips. These are nice risk reward ratio, and I'll be looking forward to this trade. Okay, so next pair we'll be having is USD ZAR. USD ZAR, we have been waiting for this pair for quite a while right now, and you can see here we are in our third touch. It made a small extension. You can see from our daily chart, it made a small extension, and now it's currently pushing up. So right now what you're waiting for is a push out of this level over here, and then a correction possibly to that area, and then we push up. So we'll be looking to take this entry over here. Okay, so pushing down to a 4-hour chart, just see clearly what we have. Yeah, going down to a 4-hour chart, as you can see, the market pushed down aggressively, gave us a correction, push back down, but as you can see, the push down wasn't that impulsive and broke again to the upside. So if we get a clear push again to the upside and a good correction, then we might enter this market. Okay, but you have to be careful with this one, because it's moving so corrective, as the market can just give us another pattern over here for it to go back down. So you need to be careful with this pair, with the way it's moving. It can give us a third touch over here to go to the downside, then we push up. So you need to be careful with this one. Okay, so the next pair we'll be having is pound yen. Yen pairs, I've been telling you guys that we are going to sell for quite a while right now, and as you can see right now, we have started to sell. As you can see from the daily chart, we closed this one with a very long wick. So this one was indicating the sell pressure coming in the market, and you can see we pushed back down, and currently we are at a correction. This is a correction. When we go to a lower time frame, you can see we are now on the correction that we always wait for. So right now I just want to see a small push to the downside, then another push up, and then we sell off. So we'll get this 1 2 3 touch over here. Okay, when you get this 1 2 3 touch, then we'll take this trade from these areas. Okay, from these areas down to our first target, which is on the lower pattern. Okay, this trade looks nice, but as you know, this is just part of the bigger pattern, which is overall pattern, which is this one. Okay, so there is a good risk reward in this pair. As you can see, our target level will be around these areas, so we'll be looking to follow this pair up to these areas. We are targeting around 1,000 plus pips. Okay, so this pair looks nice even from the 4-hour. We're just waiting for that one more push to the upside to give us that corrective part, and you can see we'll be heading to this area. Okay, this area, this is where it broke down, so I'm expecting it to correct up to that level for us to push to the downside. Okay, I'll look to take this pair possibly on Monday or Tuesday, because this pair looks so nice for sale. Okay, don't miss out on this one, guys. Okay, so next we are going to go through Euro Pound. Euro Pound, we had been waiting for a sell-off. You can see from the bigger structure, we had this bigger structure over here. You can see we had that 1 2 3 touch and we pushed the upside. Okay, but as you can see, if we go down to a lower time frame, the push to the upside was impulsive, but it did not give us a correction to the downside. Okay, we pushed up, so what we expected is a correction for us to continue the upside. But as you can see, currently what has happened is that we pushed up, consolidated here, forming that expanding pattern for a sell-off, and we did sell and then pushed up aggressive. Okay, so currently we are pushing down again. So this tells me, this, if you take this, the market from the market, tells me that we are having another pattern over here, because it didn't give us a clear correction. And as I told you guys last week, this pair has the tendency of forming double bottoms. Okay, so I won't be surprised if this price come back to this level over here. So right now, currently, I'm waiting for a sell on this trade, of which I'm waiting to see that correction over here and take this sell to this area. Then I'll be focusing now on my buys to this area, from this area, because as you can see, we have a nice reward over here, because first target might be in this area, but we all know the overall target, which is on the daily chart, it's so much bigger, it's way above. Okay, so this one is for swing traders, but on this week we'll be focusing on this sell trade over here. Okay, these are just a short-term trade, because I'll be looking to see a double bottom, then we push to the upside. Okay, so you need to pay attention to this area, what happened in this area in the next coming week, because this one is going to be a nice trade. I'm expecting this correction to push maybe around, let's see, to push up to around these areas. Okay, so if we can push this correction up to these areas, then we'll take the sell up to the 90% rule. Then for there we'll be looking for our big buys. Okay, so you need to be alert on this pair. These pairs are looking nice, by the way, guys. Next week is going to be a good week. Next, we are having Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi gave us this 1 2 3 touch, and after that touch we moved impulsively to the downside, and currently we are retracing. We have already retraced up to the level that we saw fit to sell, which was in these areas over here. Okay, so currently, if you're in this market, you just need to move your stop loss to break even, because on lower time frame, this, I'm sure you could have got this move to the top here on lower time frame, and currently you might be on break even. First target these lows over here, then second target is these lows down here. Okay, so this is a nice setup. This one is actually ready, or you can wait for a lower time frame correction. But from the higher time frame, I'm seeing another pattern, which indicates that this price might not be fully committed the downside, because I'm seeing a big correction over here, which is an expanding type of channel. Okay, let me just draw this one. Okay, you can see I'm seeing this type of channel over here. Okay, so if this is to push down, and if the bigger pattern has to play out, it means that this price will just have a short-term sell, and then we push again to the upside, then we look for our sell setup for the bigger move. Okay, so you need to be careful with this trade. So you can take it up to this level. Okay, you can take it up to this level, then you see what the market will form over there, because from the 4-hour time frame, this is not a small trade, this is a big trade. You can get a good risk reward out of this one. So as you can see, since this move was not that too much corrective on 4-hour time frame, I'll be looking to see if we can get another correction over here for a second touch, and then now I take it to the downside. But I will take it maybe up to around these areas, so that I can see what the market will give me next. So I'll be looking to take this pair from this area. I haven't entered this market because when it touched in our key value area where we wanted to sell, I was not in the market, unfortunately. So I'll be looking to take this pair up to this level, because I'm well aware that the bigger pattern has not yet completed, but we can take advantage of this small pattern down here. But if we manage to break this one impulsively, then I'll be looking to target these lows down here. Okay, so this one is another nice setup. Need to be keen on Monday. These pairs probably will play out on Monday and Tuesday, so just need to be ready for them. Next we have pound card. We have been waiting for this pair to reach our third touch. If you haven't been following my weekly videos, then you should go back and look at it. We started analyzing this pair when it was around these areas, and right now we are at our third touch, and all we are waiting for right now is a break of this trend line and a clear correction to enter the market. Okay, as you can see, we are at our third touch, so we are waiting for that clear push to the upside, give us that correction, and then we enter the market for that big buys. So I'll be waiting to see a correction possibly up to in these levels over here. So if you manage to reach these levels, I will take this correction all the way to the upside. Okay, so this one also looks nice. This one looks nice. First target will be on the trend line, another target will be bigger one, will be much higher. Okay, so you need to be alert on this one also. It's almost ready, but this one is not for Monday, possibly Tuesday or Wednesday. You never know, because this correction might be big if it breaks impulsively to the upside, because some of the pairs move quite a lot before they start retracing back. But all in all, we'll be focusing on this correction over here to take our setup all the way to this level over here. Okay, this will be our 90% rule, but first we'll be targeting this trend line over here. Okay, so be alert on pound card. Next we are having card Swiss franc. Card Swiss franc on a daily. I remember also this one we have been talking about quite for some time right now. Okay, as you can see, we had this 1 to 3 pattern in one, and I explained from my last video, or my last 2 videos, I've been explaining why I did not take this trade on this third touch over here, because the bigger pattern had not completed yet, so there was a high chance of this one pushing to the upside. If this was to play out, it could have come maybe up to this level over here, then come back down. But as you can see, nothing played out, because from the 4-hour we did not get an entry, because what we were expecting, it was a push down, correction and continuation. But what happened is it pushed down but not past this level, then came up again, consolidated in this area and broke the upside. So we had no entry in this pair, and we were quite aware of this third touch. So right now market has pushed down aggressively, and now we are just waiting for that correction to take it to the downside. So this correction possibly will go up to these levels. I believe to take this correction when we reach these levels. Okay, so when we reach these levels, look for the candlestick patterns. If you want to know the entry types I use, just DM me on Telegram. The link is on my description, Telegram, so that I can show you my entry types using my short course that I give. Okay, so I'll be looking to take this pair from here, and I'll be looking to take it all the way to these levels over here. Okay, this looks nice. This looks nice actually, because the risk to reward looks solid. Okay, we are targeting around 300 pips on this one, so be alert on this one also. It's a very nice trade. All we are waiting for is this correction to this level of ours for us to take the sell to the downside. So be patient with this one and wait for this big move. Okay, so next we are going to have Aussie CHF. Aussie CHF, we had this pattern over here, which was a very nice expanding pattern. Okay, we had this expanding pattern over here, and what happened on our third touch is a clear hammer. This was a very clean hammer that you could have entered very confidently and just hold the trade. Okay, so currently we have pushed down on the daily chart, and this looks like a retracement candle for continuation to the downside. So let's look at our 4-hour. Yeah, from our far you can clearly see we had another 1 to 3 touch towards our key level over here, and after that we pushed down very aggressively. Now we are looking for that correction, and if we manage to get this correction up to around these levels, we'll be happy to take it to the downside. Okay, I always target levels where I see many wicks, so those are my possible levels to enter the market. So if we manage to get a push, another push down, up, down, and one up, then I'll look to take this trade to the downside. Okay, so I'll be looking to take the third touch on this trade over here and take it to the downside. So you need to be alert on this one also. It might not reach this level, it can also reach around these levels. Just you need to follow what the market will be giving you. Okay, or once the price has pushed down a little and goes back up, you can draw your trend line over here and set an order below that trend line. If it breaks, you enter the market. It will trigger it the market automatic. Okay, so this pair looks nice, and we are seeing a very potential huge sell on this pair. So first target, my target will be around these areas. Okay, these areas, but if it breaks, I'll continue to hold until where it will go, because this looks like a bigger correction of this drop. Okay, so if we manage to get this clean sell over here, we'll be looking to take this sell up to where we'll be taken out using our trailing stop loss. So this one looks good. This one looks so nice. Be alert on this one also. Lastly, we have Bitcoin. We have been following it for quite a while, and it looks so nice. By the way, it looks so nice. As you can see from this daily chart, we have this bigger pattern. Okay, we have this bigger pattern over here. We have our first touch over here, our second touch over here, and now we are targeting our third touch around these areas, so that we can take those buys to the upside, because you can see even up we have 1 and 2. So if you can get this third touch down here, you will take this for a long-term push to the upside. Okay, so currently we are on our big correction of this huge down trade. So we are on a correction to take it to this level over here, so that we can finish the pattern. So on this inner pattern, you can see we are at our third touch, and the market rejected. See, the market is rejected this area with a hammer. Okay, an inverted hammer, and a bearish candle appeared. Okay, so right now, after this bearish candle, I'm seeing this one as a consolidation. Okay, this one I'm seeing as a consolidation for a continuation to the downside, and this one actually, it's just close to being ready. Like, it can drop even on Monday or even today, because Bitcoin never closes. Okay, so I'm seeing this pair reaching these levels possibly where there is wicks here. Okay, these levels, as you can see, it has already reached. So if it can come back again the upside this level, I'll take it to the downside. Okay, this one you should be on this trade also. It looks nice because if you go to a lower time frame, you could have caught an entry on this week over here. I'm sure there is a lot of hammer candles on lower time frame in these areas. So if it pushed back up, if it pushes back up and give you another inverted hammer candle, you can take this trade to the downside all the way to our lower pattern, which is down here. Bitcoin will be very profitable because it moves with very much pips. So that's it, guys, for this week. As you can see, we have a lot of pairs to focus on, and the setups are right now they are quite nice because we have majority of them have already made the first impulsive move, so we are just waiting for that correction and we enter the market. Okay, guys, so that's it for this week. Remember to subscribe, like, share, comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay, cheers.